Part 1 of The Variable Man by Philip K. Dick. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Reading by Greg Marguerite. Part 1 of The Variable Man by Philip K. Dick. He fixed things. Clocks, refrigerators, vidsenders, and destinies. But he had no business in the future where the calculators could not handle him. He was Earth's only hope, and its sure failure. Security Commissioner Reinhardt rapidly climbed the front steps and entered the council building. Council guards stepped quickly aside, and he entered the familiar place of great whirring machines. His thin face wrapped, his eyes alight with emotion, Reinhardt gazed intently up at the central SRB computer, studying its reading. "Straight gain for the last quarter," observed Kaplan, the lab organizer. He grinned proudly, as if personally responsible. "Not bad, Commissioner." "We're catching up to them," Reinhardt retorted. "But too damn slowly. We must finally go over, and soon." Kaplan was in a talkative mood. "We design new offensive weapons. They counter with improved defenses. And nothing is actually made. Continual improvement, but neither we nor Centaurus can stop designing long enough to stabilize for production." "It will end," Reinhardt stated coldly, "as soon as Terra turns out a weapon for which Centaurus can build no defense." "Every weapon has a defense. Design and discord, immediate obsolescence. Nothing lasts long enough to—" "What we count on is the lag," Reinhardt broke in, annoyed. His hard gray eyes bored into the lab organizer, and Kaplan slunk back. "The time lag between our offensive design and their counter development. The lag varies." He waved impatiently toward the massed banks of SRB machines. "As you well know." At this moment, 9:30 a.m., May 7th, 2136, the statistical ratio on the SRB machines stood at 21:17 on the Centauran side of the ledger. All facts considered, the odds favored a successful repulsion by Proxima Centaurus of a Terran military attack. The ratio was based on the total information known to the SRB machines, on a gestalt of the vast flow of data that poured in endlessly from all sectors of the Sol and Centaurus systems. 21:17 on the Centauran side. But a month ago it had been 24:18 in the enemy's favor. Things were improving, slowly but steadily. Centaurus, older and less virile than Terra, was unable to match Terra's rate of technocratic advance. Terra was pulling ahead. "If we went to war now," Reinhardt said thoughtfully, "we would lose. We're not far enough along to risk an overt attack." A harsh, ruthless glow twisted across the handsome features, distorting them into a stern mask. "But the odds are moving in our favor. Our offensive designs are gradually gaining on their defenses." "Let's hope the war comes soon," Kaplan agreed. "We're all on edge. This damn waiting." The war would come soon. Reinhardt knew it intuitively. The air was full of tension, the elan. He left the SRB rooms and hurried down the corridor to his own elaborately guarded office in the security wing. It wouldn't be long. He could practically feel the hot breath of destiny on his neck. For him, a pleasant feeling. His thin lips set in a humorless smile, showing an even line of white teeth against his tanned skin. It made him feel good, all right. He'd been working at it a long time. First contact, 100 years earlier, had ignited instant conflict between Proxima Centauran outposts and exploring Terran raiders. Flash fights, sudden eruptions of fire and energy beams. And then the long, dreary years of inaction between enemies, where contact required years of travel, even at nearly the speed of light. The two systems were evenly matched. Screen against screen, warship against power station. The Centauran Empire surrounded Terra, an iron ring that couldn't be broken, rusty and corroded as it was. Radical new weapons had to be conceived if Terra was to break out. Through the windows of his office, Reinhardt could see endless buildings and streets. Terrans hurrying back and forth. Bright specks that were commute ships. Little eggs that carried businessmen and white-collar workers around. The huge transport tubes that shot masses of workmen to factories and labor camps from their housing units. All these people waiting to break out. Waiting for the day. Reinhardt snapped on his vidscreen, the confidential channel. "Give me military designs," he ordered sharply. He sat tense, his wiry body taut as the vidscreen warmed into life. Abruptly, he was facing the hulking image of Peter Sherikov, director of the vast network of labs under the Ural Mountains. Sherikov's great bearded features hardened as he recognized Reinhardt. His bushy black eyebrows pulled up in a sullen line. "What do you want? You know I'm busy. We have too much work to do as it is without being bothered by politicians." "I'm dropping over your way," Reinhardt answered lazily. He adjusted the cuff of his immaculate gray cloak. "I want a full description of your work and whatever progress you've made." "You'll find a regular departmental report plate filed in the usual way, around your office someplace. If you'll refer to that, you'll know exactly what we—" "I'm not interested in that. I want to see what you're doing, and I expect you to be prepared to describe your work fully. I'll be there shortly. Half an hour." Reinhardt cut the circuit. Sherikov's heavy features dwindled and faded. Reinhardt relaxed, letting his breath out. Too bad he had to work with Sherikov. He had never liked the man. The big Polish scientist was an individualist, refusing to integrate himself with society. Independent, atomistic in outlook, he held concepts of the individual as an end, diametrically contrary to the accepted organic state, Weltansicht. But Sherikov was the leading research scientist in charge of the military designs department, and on designs the whole future of Terra depended. Victory over Centaurus, or more waiting, bottled up in the Sol system, surrounded by a rotting, hostile empire, now sinking into ruin and decay, yet still strong. Reinhardt got quickly to his feet and left the office. He hurried down the hall and out of the council building. A few minutes later, he was heading across the mid-morning sky in his high-speed cruiser toward the Asiatic landmass, the vast Ural mountain range, toward the military design labs. Sherikov met him at the entrance. "Look here, Reinhardt, don't think you're going to order me around. I'm not going to—" "Take it easy." Reinhardt fell into step beside the bigger man. They passed through the check and into the auxiliary labs. "No immediate coercion will be exerted over you or your staff. You're free to continue your work as you see fit. For the present. Let's get this straight. My concern is to integrate your work with our total social needs, as long as your work is sufficiently productive." Reinhardt stopped in his tracks. "Pretty, isn't he?" Sherikov said ironically. "What the hell is it?" "Icarus, we call him. Remember the Greek myth, the legend of Icarus? Icarus flew. This Icarus is going to fly one of these days." Sherikov shrugged. "You can examine him if you want. I suppose this is what you came here to see." Reinhardt advanced slowly. "This is the weapon you've been working on?" "How does he look?" Rising up in the center of the chamber was a squat metal cylinder, a great ugly cone of dark gray. Technicians circled around it, wiring up the exposed relay banks. Reinhardt caught a glimpse of endless tubes and filaments, a maze of wires and terminals and parts crisscrossing each other, layer on layer. "What is it?" Reinhardt perched on the edge of a workbench, leaning his big shoulders against the wall. "An idea of Jameson Hedge, the same man who developed our instantaneous interstellar vidcasts 40 years ago. He was trying to find a method of faster-than-light travel when he was killed, destroyed along with most of his work. After that, FTL research was abandoned. It looked as if there were no future in it." "Wasn't it shown that nothing could travel faster than light?" "The interstellar vidcasts do. No. Hedge developed a valid FTL drive. He managed to propel an object at 50 times the speed of light. But as the object gained speed, its length began to diminish and its mass increased. This was in line with familiar 20th century concepts of mass energy transformation. We conjecture